Hi, Mojave parents. This is Darcy Dunlap, Athletic Director at Mojave Middle School. I'm just putting this little video tutorial together to go through the process of registering your students for Register My Athlete for athletics at Mojave Middle School and basically every school in our school district. We use My Athlete as a basic platform that all schools will use to register their kids for online for athletics during the school year. So we're going to go through that real quick, just so you know. Our second quarter athletics are set for a go, just like our school return. We'll be returning the week of October 12th. Therefore, athletics could possibly start at some point during that first week of October 12th. Mr. A has put in a parent meeting date for October 13th. So practices could start anytime after that, the 14th or the 15th or the 16th. So with that being said, we want to get prepared for that. We want to get everything done in advance so we're not falling behind and kids losing practice time. Our second quarter sports are boys basketball, girls softball, boys and girls soccer, and then our spirit line, our cheer and pom team. All right, so the first thing you want to do is you want to go to Register My Athlete. So you're going to type registermyathlete.com in in the address bar. I have it on my computer already, so just for speed reasons, I'm going to click on it, and it comes up registermyathlete.com. This is my login information right here. If I'm new, I would click on create an account. I'd fill out all the necessary information. I highly recommend checking the box here to receive text messages. So you'll get text messages as well as email announcements and on the Register My Athlete announcements. So you'll get them in 3 places, so you'll know maybe if there's any schedule changes or game changes, etc. All right, once you're done, you go to the very bottom. You're going to use this software primarily as a parent. So you'd click that button right there, and then you would click create account. I already have an account, so I'm just going to cancel it out, pretend I got my account already. Once you get your credentials, you put your email in, your password, and then you log in. This is the portal right here that shows you you have a parent account. I have an administrator account, obviously, because I'm athletic director. Here, I have 2 signs or two pictures here: the Mojave Wildcat sign and the Saguaro High School sign, because I have kids that go to Saguaro as well as Mojave, and they have played sports at both places. And this tells you that the information that you put in today will continue on with them to high school. All right. So I'm going to click parent because I am a parent, and it gets me to my next little screen, Register My Athlete screen. Welcome, Darcy. What would you like to do? This is basically the box that you are really worried about. The middle box tells you any announcements that there are, and you can read them and view all by clicking the view all button up top right in this area here. But basically what you want to get your kids started, especially if you're a 6th grade student that is new to Mojave, you are going to put start and complete a registration. All right, now, I have already completed a registration for my daughter at Mojave. So once you complete a registration, it does skip some other steps when you register your child for another sport at Mojave. So what I am going to do, even though he goes to Saguaro, the process is the same. So we're going to go through it right now. I'm going to register my son for soccer at Saguaro. So I'm going to click here, start a new registration. It's a big rectangular box. All these things down here just gives you history of what you've done before. Obviously, red is not complete, which means you have work to do on those. Green means complete, you're ready to go for practice. And then yellow means you're ready for tryouts. And they mainly use that at the high school level. We don't do that at Mojave for ready for tryouts. So you either see a green complete button or sign for you're good to go, or a red not complete that you still have some parts of your registration that need to get done before they can practice. So I'm going to go up here and I'm going to click Start a New Registration. This gives me the registration checklist page, and I'm going to start with basically over here. They're going to tell you every single time you complete something, they're going to put a little check mark in this area right here. Once they put that check mark in there, you know you're ready to go. So I'm going to select the school. Now, if my son was going to Mojave, I would pick Mojave, but for our example, he actually goes to Saguaro. So I'm going to click Saguaro High School, and it gets a green button there. It's completed in green. Next thing, I go to the next step, select my athlete. All right. Jack is a sophomore at Saguaro High School. He plays soccer. So I'm going to click Jack right there, and I'm going to use selected athlete. If you're new, if you're a sixth grade parent, obviously you'd press add new athlete, put his name, first and last name in, and you'd use that name. Okay. But since I've already got the names in because my kids have participated, it's populated for me already. I just click Jack Dunlop and I click use selected athlete. So it gets me to the next page. Select year in sport. So I'm going to click on that. What academic year will you be registering for? The only one that comes up is 2020, 2021. So I click on that. He's in grade 10 and he's going to play soccer for the boys. So he's going to click on soccer boys and then I'm going to submit it. And then it gives you a confirmation page, tells you make sure I have everything here right. I have selected the correct information. I'm going to click on that one. Now it gives me additional opportunities. Now this is a little different for high school. So this is if you wanted to complete in college. This does not give us a Mojave thing. So sure, I will put yes on that one, and I'll put men's soccer on there, and then that's good enough. It should move me on to the next part of my thing. Now, this is where that last part has nothing to do with Mojave. This is where the next page would be. These are all the electronic documents, physical documents, and school fees that he has to pay for. When I get to school fees, I'll tell you what I've done for Mojave, so don't worry about that. But it tells you there's 5 electronic documents for a high school person. I'll tell you which ones we have for Mojave, for 1 physical and 1 school fee. So I just like the last time we did it, I'm going to click on these electronic documents, and it's going to show me. We have specific documents for Mojave Middle School. They're similar to the high school. So just know that what you have to do, the first one says not complete. I have to read the document, the first document. I read it. I go through the document as I just read the whole document. And then I said, I have read the document. I click on that. A page will come up. Please check that you agree to this document. I agree. And then I submit. And it says submit. And then the next one, I have to read the next document, which is the athletic code of conduct. I read through the whole thing. I've read the document. And then another thing, I agree to it and I submit. And it just gives me another chance to say no. So I submit it and I'm good to go on that one. Now I'm on the parent spectator code of conduct. I read it. I go through the whole document. I've read the document. I agree to it, submit. And then the last one is question and concerns procedures. I think this one's different. This is a high school thing. I think we have this for our as well as middle school. Well, the bottom line is you just follow the same process that you would for Mojave, and you click on all the things that tell you to click and read, and you agree to whatever, giving parental consent. I agree. Parent responsibility for transportation. I agree. Code of conduct. I agree. Insurance acknowledgement. I agree. And I submit. And boom. The last one is the COVID. I'm going to read the COVID statement. This is new to our district, obviously, with things going on. I have to hear this one. I have to sign it or I have to read it. And I think you still can electronically sign it by going to the top. And I have read the document. Once you click, I have read the document. Then it says I agree to it. And then that is good enough for signing. All right. So I've gotten all these things done on the checklist and I click on next step. Now the thing final e-signature, you click I am the parent, legal guardian. I'm going to sign my name here. I have to type it in. And then I have to press e-sign and I'm good. It says e-sign success. As the athlete, I'm just going to put in Jack's name right here, typing it in. He e-signs it and I submit it. and I'm good to go. Now, next step is the physical document. Now, the physical document is what you're going to do is that you're going to upload. You have to download the form first. So what you do is you press download, and this is your athletic physical. It's 9 pages long, and you take this to your doctor or urgent care, and you fill it out to the best of the doctor will fill it out for you, and then you can print it by pressing. You download it here, or you can print it right off of the site, and then you take it to the doctor. Once you're done with that, you will upload it by pressing the upload complete form. You're going to choose your file because you're going to have to scan your physical onto your computer, or you take a picture and send it to your email, or whatever way you have to do it to get the document onto your computer so that you can choose the file. So you choose file, and if I had a file here for Jack's physical, I would put that in. I have Scarlett's there. It says Scarlett's upload physical right there. So I would put that there, and then I would press submit. I don't have that right here for access to Jack's physical right now, but due to COVID, if you had a physical for last year, 2019 to 2020, that physical is eligible for use again in 2020, 2021. So I would just have to go find it in my files and re-upload it, or I could go back to my history that I showed you at the very beginning, go to his 2019, 2020 registration, and copy that physical and then paste it on to the 2020, 2021 registration. All right. Now, once you've got the physical documents in, then you would be waiting for, it'll say something like pending review. That means myself as an athletic director would be looking at your physical, and giving you the if I approve the physical or not. If it's perfect and put in properly, then I would say yes, and you're good to go. Now, the next tab is school fees. I have disabled school fees. So once you have been approved for physical documents, the physical document has been approved, you are good to go. You're going to get a green complete sign. So if I were to go back to the checklists and go back to started registrations, Scarlett's soccer registration, I've gotten all the electronic documents signed, all the final e-signature signs, the physical document, I have approved it because I put it in there, and she's good to go, and she has a green complete. You want to print your registration certificate right here, you can if you want, but I would then look at all the people that are complete and ready for practice and print out a sheet for the coach so they know how many people are eligible and ready to go for practice. Now, one thing that was bypassed, since I already have that information in Register My Athlete, is like all the other athletic information. So like there's here, if it's here, the user information. There's going to be a place where when you start your registration with your child and you're brand new, you're going to have to put user information in, athlete summary. So the athlete has got to put all these in, and you just have to say what documentation you have for their birthday. So this gives you an option of birth certificate. Write down the email, all the emergency contacts, all that kind of thing. The medical information is next. You put in all your medical information in there. You have primary insurance, and then if you have secondary insurance, and then guardian would be one parent or second parent right there, and then the last one is emergency contact. So all of this information here would be done as you are creating your account, and you get, when you want to start this when you want to start this registration, right here, before you do the select school, you would put all that athletic information in. It would automatically take you to that screen for the athletic information. Once you're done that, then you would select school, then you'd go through the whole process. It's a very, very simple process. Um, it's just a matter of clicking on the buttons and making sure you're going through the right thing. So right here, athlete information, if you wanted to put in stuff, this tells me what schools my kids go to after the fact, when we put everything in here, since there's a message here, since I clicked that on for my son, it gave me a message. So you know that you're going to get messages on this side with starting registrations on the left, announcements on the right. So that's a quick tutorial. I hope I didn't take too much of your time up. If you have any questions, my email is ddunlop, DDUNLOP @susd.org. You can email me with any questions, and I can get back to you and hopefully get this whole process done. Like you said, we're not accepting payments, mainly because things are still not 100% certain as to what's going to go on with our return back to school. And when a lot of parents use tax credit as a payment, it's very, very difficult to get that tax credit back to a parent as a reimbursement. Actually, it's impossible to get it back as a reimbursement. They would have had to have paid a cash or in a certain way that they didn't mark it as tax credit in order to get the reimbursement. We can always save it and put it towards something else, but we don't want to have that problem of not being able to reimburse. So until further notice, I have disabled the payment option, so it shouldn't even give it to you. Once you upload your physical documents, which is the very last thing, you'd be then saying you're waiting a pending approval. Then when I get it, I would go to I can show you right now, I would go to my administrator account, and then I have any kind of alerts up on top, and it says here, I did, for example, I could look on this one and I would approve the physical right here. All right. So I don't want to go into that right now, but just to show you that that's where I would approve the physicals. And once I approve it, then it would be, you would get a green complete sign. All right. Like I said, my email is ddunlop@susd.org, and you can ask me any other questions via email that way. I hope this video helps you. I can't wait to see all our athletes back in the gym and back out on the fields. And stay mighty, and just keep your ear out for announcements from Mr. Asmussen and myself via school announcements, via emails, via robocalls, anything. We're going to get the information out to you in plenty of time so you're ready to go that week of October 12th. All right. Thank you very much, and have a great weekend.